friends, it's Stacy. Stacy Makes. So welcome to my channel. This is my first video and I just wanted to introduce myself on a personal level, my craft journey and my crochet journey, and kind of tell you about my intentions for this channel and see if you want to just join this community and subscribe to this channel and follow along with this content. So we'll get started. So my name is Stacy. I live in a rural community in the United States. I have 5 children. They are 14 to 24. Been married for 25 years. I currently work a corporate job, and crochet is my side passion. I mean, it's really not anything I have to make money at, but I would love to turn it into something that I do full time. I have worked for myself before, being crafty and creative, and I love that. And my hopes and dreams is to get back to that someday, and so I can wake up every day and create and craft and just enjoy my life. So welcome here. My craft history, really, I have crafted and done everything under the sun. I love to craft hop. I love to try new things, and when I jump in, I jump in. For instance, this yarn wall is new. I mean, I started crocheting amigurumi 8 months ago, and this is where it went. Crochet, I think, is going to stick around for me. There's just so many ways to take crochet and create new things and try new stuff that makes it interesting and keeps it creative for me, and also learning to write patterns and things like that. Is something that I'm delving into as well. So welcome. So my intentions with this channel, I do markets with my daughter. My oldest daughter got her own YouTube channel, Old Soul Factory Crochet. Her name is Tara. So go follow her. But we do markets together. We travel together. We also have an antique mall booth together where we stock things just locally for people to get. And then I have an Etsy store, which is not very stocked. It's not anything that I keep up with inventory that I have on hand, just because I do markets and the little store and trying to keep track of inventory. I make a lot of different things instead of a lot of the same things, so it doesn't really pair well for making listings for every little thing that you make. Intentions with this channel really is market prepping and planning, following along to the markets, kind of letting you know how the markets went, what I learned, our setups, why we set up things the way we set them up, that kind of thing. Also, my crocheting, what I crocheted that week, whether I hit my goals or not, patterns that I want to try, patterns I did try, whether I liked them or I didn't like them, those kinds of things. So if that interests you, then like, subscribe, and I'd love to have you here. So also leave ideas. If there's something that you love to watch while you're crocheting or relaxing that I did not mention that you would love to see me do or see in this channel, or you need to see more of on YouTube in general, like, leave it below. I mean, I'd love to hear it, and we'll see if it fits into the kind of content that I decide I want to create. So okay, so my market prep, besides an intro, I wanted this video to be kind of about my market prep plan. So my market prep plan, I don't like to get too specific. Everyone does their market prep plans differently. So for me, a market prep plan is I want to have so many dollars in inventory, which my goal was $2,500 worth of inventory. And then I wanted to have it spread out into different price ranges. I sell more of small plushies, and that's $5 to $10, $12 range. And then the medium-sized plushies, I would say, is $15 to $20 to $22 range. And then large plushies, which is $25 to $35, $40, something like that. And then I like to have a couple jumbo pieces that don't know they'll really sell at a market necessarily, but they do draw people in to look at them, and they're eye-catching because they're big and they're jumbo, and so somebody comes over and loves on them and they're like, it's $50, and so they put it back, but then maybe they look for the little version of that same plushie or something that is smaller in that range, but it does draw people into your booth. So that's kind of how my market prep goes. It's categories, an inventory total, and then I do try to list some things that in the past I have sold well in those categories, so that if I go to that category and I'm short, I've got some ideas of things like, oh yeah, that's right, possums sold really well in my last market. That's something in this category I don't have any of, and I feel like I'm in the mood to make that, so I make it. So I write down small plushies. I want to make 60 of these, and I'll write down possums, mini octos, small octos, axolotls, keychains, tiny turtles, just things I've made in the past that kind of fit into that category. So, and then I'll do the same for mediums, the larges, and then a couple of the jumbo showstoppers. So my inventory, I went over it yesterday. I did an inventory yesterday of everything I have on hand, and I have right at $2,000 worth of inventory. Our first show is in 2 weeks from yesterday, so I'm filming this on February the 4th, and our show is February the 24th, so I have 20 days, and it is a fairly, I think in general, spring markets are not as big as fall and Christmas markets. The spring show was always about half of what the Christmas show was usually, so my expectation is probably to make maybe around $800 to $900 at this show. So I have 2 weeks. I have $500 of things to make, which is not unheard of. It's not an unheard of amount to try to make in 2 weeks. But I work full time, so I do this in the evenings and on the weekends. So, and I am working on a pattern release at this time too, so it's taking a little bit of my time. So, this week I'll try to film some things about how I did this week, trying to make at least half of what I need, which is $250 worth of inventory to hit my inventory goals. And so next week's video will be more about whether I hit that goal or not and what I made, but I will just give you a little briefing of the things that I did make this week. It was a very slow week for me. I'm working on a pattern which is called Finn the Frog, the tag-along friend, or a flat bottom friend. They're flat on the bottom, they can sit on the shelf, but they also have a loop, and they can be looped onto your straw of a tumbler cup, or they can be hooked onto a backpack. You can hook their arms together. You can hook them together, and that matter, they can hold hands. But I'm seeing this pattern hopefully will end up being a collection of tag-alongs that can go with your kid on a tumbler or on their backpack to school, to an event, something that's quiet to play with and like, but they feel like it's with them wherever that they go. So this is taking up a lot of time. It's with testers currently, and they're doing a great job in getting it done, and so hopefully this pattern will release later this week and it'll be live, and another tweak will happen this week as well, so that will take a little bit of my time. Something else I do through the week is on my lunch breaks, I do lunch by myself in my office, and I eat really quickly, and then I crochet for anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes during my lunch break, it's kind of a therapy for me to get through the day, and then it gives me a chance to make really small, simple things through the week, and then I can focus on more detailed patterns, things that take me a little bit more concentration or time when I get home in the evenings. So some of the things I made this week during my lunch break is this squid. It's a free pattern. I'll link it in the description below so that you can check it out. It's cute, it's fast. I'll probably make a few more of these for my markets. This is the first time trying this pattern, and this is Burnett frosting. It's so cute. I love oversized eyes on plushies. So this one's eyes are probably smaller than I usually would like, but this one is a little octo. This is Stitching with Abby's free pattern on Instagram as well, which I love this pattern. I've made lots of them in lots of different colors. I have them in all different colors. I like the bigger eyes on them actually, but I must have just had smaller ones on hand. But I made this on my lunch this week. I actually made 3 of these little tiny octos, which I do $5 for these. They don't take me very long. I had 3. One of them made its way into my son's collection. So I got these 2 done. I have 3 done this week, but these are the 2. This is with all from Jade. It is also a free pattern on Instagram. I do modify it to front loop only the bobbles, and then I go into the back loops to finish instead of tying off and then coming back and doing the tentacles. It doesn't make a really bad transition at all on the bottom, so it's just an easy way for me to not have another tail to tie in or have to tie off and then tie back into the pattern. So I do modify it slightly for ease in that regard. Bigger things that I finished this week, I am a Mama Made Minis snuggler lover. I love their patterns. I do have their book. This is the 2nd or 3rd thing I've made out of their book, which was I think her name is Flora, the Fawn snuggler, and I had ran out of this rust yarn. This is all Premier Chenille Basics, or Basics Chenille, and I ran out of rust. I thought I had enough, and I didn't have enough to finish one leg, a tail, and the arms, so it says it's discontinued online, so or it's out of stock, and so I had to find some off-site that I could buy it from, and so I did finish this week. It's so cute, this little tail, little white-tailed deer. I also did this mini, I believe Pepper is the name of this design, Pepper the pup. This is the mini version. This little tail is so cute. I went to Michael's and Joann's last weekend. It's an hour away to get to Michael's and Joann's for us because we do live in a rural community. But I went last weekend and picked up this new yarn. This is Dreamland yarn by Lion Brand, and I'd hoped to find the brighter colors in this yarn, but when we went, this was the only colorway that was left. Everything else was picked over, and so I thought this would make great cows, dogs, cats. It's just a colorway of really like a realistic, more of a realistic animal, and I paired it with a little bit of Premier Basics chenille. It is heavier than this. This Premier Basics chenille, I would say, is on the lighter side of a size 6 blanket yarn, a little lighter than Burnett, and then I would say Burnett, and then I would say this is even thicker than Burnett. But it's not bad to pair with it for little details like this. If you were going to do a bigger project that needed to be stuffed really well or something, it might create holes because the weight. You need maybe a thicker or a bigger hook for the Dreamland and a smaller hook for the Basics, so to not create holes. So it might create an issue if you were doing something that, you know, was bigger. Since this head is really the only stuffed thing, fully stuffed thing here, and it's all the same yarn, it's okay to accent, I believe, with that. So but anyway, so cute. Hopefully I'll make a few more minis. And then this last week I did finish up, this is Samba, the sleeping baby elephant. So this is Melly Inspired Crochet. If you follow Melly, I was chosen as a pattern tester for Melly's very first pattern, which is this beautiful elephant as part of her Sleepy Baby collection she's going to come out with. I think her pattern releases this week, but I did get a chance to do this pattern and give her some feedback on it. This is Premier Basics chenille as well, and a blush and little gray accents. His feet, I just love when his little feet flop down, but it's also very cute when they're all tucked up and it's like a little sleeping baby. It's a good size pattern, really. It's all no-sew, which is going to be amazing because you make the limbs and the ears and everything, and then you start in the trunk, and as you sew everything in and together, which I just absolutely love. I don't mind sewing a piece or two in, especially if it's not, you know, it's not much and it's not all the way around like a head onto a body. I've done it. I mean, I've done it several times for other things, but I do love a good one-piece pattern that maybe only needs arms in it or a snout crocheted on or something like that. So this will hopefully be a great pattern, and she's going to have a whole collection of them out. So that's really the summary of what I got done this week. So and the intentions really of this video. So I would love if you guys made it all the way through. Thank you for sticking with me and my flying hands. I just can't control them. They just do what they want when I speak. And anyway, so thanks for sticking with me this far. If you got this far, I would love if you would, and you like this video and you love to follow along, like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite, what is your go-to yarn when you just are looking for a project and you're like, yep, that's the yarn that is the most comfy for me, the hook size that I love and that I go to the most. Leave that below, as well as if you have any other ideas, again, like I said earlier in the video, of things that you'd love to see videos of. What is your favorite type of videos you think that we're lacking here on YouTube that you would love to see more of, besides maybe what I've already mentioned that I plan on doing. So again, Stacy with Apple Tree, Stacy Makes, thank you so much for making it this far, and I would love for you to follow along on a crochet journey. Happy crochet!